you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Sometimes I forget that when she sings, soothes my stings. Chances that we get back, nothing lasts forever. Look how far we've come and what we've done. I'm sorry. Sorry stack like lies, but you're the one still standing next to me when most of them would run. I won't give that away.
What an unexpected intro. You know, this rhythm is really fantastic. I love the riff. Really, really beautiful. So this is I Want Give It Away by Stereo Ranger. And we have Tim here with us. Hey, hi. How's it going?
What's up, Antoine? It's going so good. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. A pleasure. Big pleasure. This song is so inspiring. It has such a beauty. You know, take the floor. Tell us about it. Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about the song and yourself.
Yeah, the song, I mean, it's really about a lot of things. I mean, the song was actually written about a couple years ago. And, you know, songs kind of sometimes take a while to evolve, you know, because they have, you know, many meanings to them. You know, some just come right away. But, you know, this one was kind of, you know, it's about love, really, and it's about people that stick with you. And, you know, there's going to be people that kind of come and go, you know, but there's always something that you can keep, you know, from all those relationships. And, you know, and so that's kind of what it's about. It's a song about loyalty, you know, even within pain, you know, that you can still, you know, love someone to the core, even sometimes when you have to walk away, or if you do want to stay, you know, it kind of has, you know, a couple meanings, but really it was just a synergy that existed, you know, between my bandmates, between, you know, Justin Furstenfeld, who had produced the song and, you know, sings and is featured on it as well. So the song really evolved. It was a lot of things, but really it's when it got to the point where it was, you know, shared with, you know, multiple people, you know, the producers that were working on it and, you know, the writers that were all working on it, it kind of evolved and became what it is now. So
yeah, a fantastic result. Featuring Justin as the producer. Tell us about that relation and, you know, your role in, you know, bringing this song to life. Tell us about the process.
So Justin, he's been a great friend to me and one of my biggest inspirations for a long time. And I actually met Justin and the Blue October guys it was in 2016 that I met them. I'm a front of house engineer. I'm a production manager. You know, it's what I do as well as write music. And, you know, I met these guys, you know, in 2016 and I came out to mix the show for them out in Salt Lake City and we just clicked. You know, we became great friends and they were like, you got to get on the bus with us tonight. And I was like, you're out of your mind, you know? And so I kind of had a feeling that they were going to ask me to, you know, their manager had told me that they needed somebody and to, you know, bring a packed bag if I had any sort of inclination to take that ride. And so I took a packed bag with me, you know, and I went and mixed the show. It was a sold out show in Salt Lake City that they were playing. And it was just an amazing night, you know, and it really was inspiring for me, and I ended up getting on the bus that night, and I took that ride with them, and we finished that tour. It was 2 weeks more of touring, and it was one of the most inspirational things in my life, and it ended up evolving into a beautiful relationship, and I ended up being their tour manager for a number of years, their front of house engineer, and it was a beautiful thing. And Justin's always been just an incredible person to me, and a wonderful friend. And honestly, the way it kind of evolved was when the shutdowns happened, and none of us were able to tour. It gave us all this time, to be around each other in a different form, a form that we'd never been able to do before because we were so busy touring. And, when I got into the studio to record these songs, I saw a side of Justin I had never seen before. It was, I had toured with him for years in the live realm, but I didn't ever really understand ever how much of an animal he was in the studio. And it was just one of the most inspiring things I'd ever been able to be a part of. And so when we were tracking this song, he produced every single song we put out so far, and we recorded part of them in Austin, Texas at Orb Recording Studios, and part of them at Up Down Records in Austin, Texas, over at Justin's house. And when we were working on this one, I think he just kind of felt how special it was to me, and kind of the meaning of the song, and I think it resonated with him as well. And throughout a lot of the processes, he was producing a lot of the vocals with me, and kind of showed me feeling and sentiment. And when I'd get in the booth, he would tell me things like, I need you to picture this, I need you to imagine this, I need you to get in this space and be in that space for a moment, and then give me that lyric, and it was lots of that. And very, it was kind of an emotional setting, it was very in the moment. And, and then he went in the booth to show me, kind of the emotion that he would want for a part. And we all in the studio just jumped up, and we're just like, yeah, that was amazing. That was incredible. We're like, that has to just stay in there. We're like, this is a featured with. And so then he loved the song as well, and he resonated with it as well. And so that was kind of how that evolved, to go in a nutshell of how that relationship evolved since 2016 up until, a person who was so influential and inspirational to me actually, singing on a track that I had written. So the song for me is very, very special. It includes not only Justin on it, but Matt Noveski, who's also from Blue October. He plays the bass on it. Eric Holtz produced it. Ronnie Strauss wrote it with me and plays drums on it. And it just evolved into a beautiful thing that just was not any one person's anymore. It belongs to everybody, and that's kind of how I hope it travels as the years go on, is that it is for everybody. Everyone can relate to it. Everyone can have a moment with it, because that's what it's about, right?
Absolutely. This is an amazing story. I have so many nuggets that I want to highlight, besides, the absolute beauty of the song. But, from the beginning of the relation, I think there's something to say about escaping fear, or, like taking a leap of trust. When you were invited to, jump on, and you could have been afraid and not do it, and then this song wouldn't be here today.
I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with anxiety issues like a lot of people do, and it honestly terrified me to even start that relationship, because I got a call, the day before from their manager, a very, very amazing person. His name's Paul, a very, very smart man. And, it was very intimidating. I'd known who this band was for a long time. They've been around already for a long time. The next day comes and it's the show, and I was just so nervous to do a good job for this band. I'm not going to lie. I went out to my car. I took some anxiety meds because it was very nerve-wracking for me.
Absolutely.
And I feel like every situation that's come up in my life where it was a fear like that, or I was scared, it took me to another level in life. And so I feel like if you're not scaring yourself, if you're not freaking yourself out, you're not doing anything in life. And I can remember that night when I got on the bus, I remember crawling into the bunk. You know, I don't know if anyone knows what tour buses look like, but they're lined with all these little bunks that go down the hallway. And I just remember crawling into my bunk and staring at the ceiling and thinking, what did I just do? What am I doing? Where am I going? You know, and that was the thought in my mind. There was nothing methodical about it. It was just kind of like, this sounds exciting. I feel like I could do this maybe. And I just took that leap, you know, and it equated to an amazing relationship with a lot of amazing musicians and producers in that band. And, you know, since then we've been to many countries with each other, you know, toured the world for several years. And it honestly relit a fire within me that I thought it kind of fizzled out. You know, I've been a writer since I was 18 years old, you know, playing in bands, writing lots of songs over the years. And I went kind of the route of production and mixing and being a producer and recording and all that, honestly, just because I needed to bet more on myself. And, you know, previous bands had kind of broken my heart, you know, relying on lots of other people to do things. And going into that realm, I kind of felt like it was a way to just fully bet on myself. Even though I wasn't playing music, I wanted to stay in entertainment. I wanted to keep that going. And so that was kind of what started that path. And, you know, there was a lot of, you know, scary parts about it, but I have a lot of beautiful memories now with everybody. And like I said, it kind of just relit a fire within me that I realized that I still have lots of music to share with the world. I have lots of connections to still make with people. And I didn't want to deny that within myself. And so unfortunately, like the past couple of years, I haven't been around the guys as much because I've had to take bets on myself, you know, because if you don't do that, you'll never know what was there. And so one of, you know, the scariest parts of my life was linking up with them. And then another part of my life that has been one of the scariest parts of my life has been separating from them, to walk a path of my own. So lots of scary things, but lots of good things. And I feel like there's still so much more down the road. And those guys are my brothers. They always will be. And we talk all the time still. And there's still a great relationship there. And, you know, they wish nothing but the best for me. And they always are encouraging me and supporting me in all the ways that they can. So it's a beautiful thing. I love it. And, yeah, there's still a lot of areas to explore, you know, artistry, musicianship that I feel like I learn every day from them and other people that I work with. So it's a journey, and it continues to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing, like how, you know, we can talk about the Start a Flame. Your record, it's kind of like a metaphor to that. Keep that fire alive. In this case, these friends of yours helped you to do that, and now they're launching you into your new phase. What do you expect from these? What are you expecting from this new chapter?
I expect to make a lot more connections with fans, just meaningful connections. That's what I think music is all about. It's an energy that doesn't belong to anybody. I look at it as like a torch, you know, that is just constantly handed down from person to person. And so I think the future holds a lot of that. You know, to me, music is a vehicle. It's weird. I don't even consider myself a musician. I really don't. And I know that sounds really weird because there's so many instruments in the songs, you know, that I play. But I've always looked at music as a vehicle to fix things, to help things. You know, it's an energy that exists. It's a medicine. It's a healer. and that's kind of how I've always viewed it. It's a healer for me. I mean, there's some songs I can listen to and I can just sit and just cry, and afterwards, after releasing all that, I can just feel better. I can feel like I can do so many things and conquer things and rise above things. So to me, that's what music is. It's never about a song or a single song or a single album. It's about a feeling. It's about a vibe. It's about a community. And I think that is how I'll always look at it. And I think that's why I believe that music is for everybody. You know, it's, even in the writing process, you know, I think everybody should be a part of it. I think there should be a camaraderie, because it really does take a village. And if you want to, you know, share it with the world and take it to areas that reach people all over the world, it takes a village. It takes a community of people. And so I think that's the part I love about it the most, is the sense of community with it.
Definitely, absolutely, I agree 100%. And when you talk about it as an energy, you know, to a medicine, we can get into the realm of, you know, vibration and resonance and how that affects our soul in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. I've always been a mix engineer for bands, and you know, I've had the opportunity to do it for lots and lots of bands and amazing artists that I really admire. And I feel like the reason I've been able to do that is because I honestly let those vibrations and those you know, that energy pass through my body in a way that it's really hard to explain. You know, it's that feeling that gives you chills. You know, it's that feeling that, you know, makes the hair raise on your arm. I feel that, you know, when I feel vibrations coming through my body. And I feel like when you can get more in touch with that feeling and that energy, you can really make it work for you, you know, and you can really add to it and participate in keeping it moving. And so that's exactly how I view it.
Wonderful. Okay, so again, we're enjoying I Won't Give It Away by Stereo Ranger, and we're having a wonderful conversation with Tim. Tim, you know, we could talk for hours. I really want to be mindful of your time, and I appreciate, you know, participating in, you know, getting to know you, the person behind the music, a little bit better.
Thanks, Antoine. You as well. You're an awesome person. I can really tell.
Appreciate it. So, you know, last question I would like to ask you is, if you had an advice for your younger self, what would you say?
Stop living in fear. Yeah. I feel like my whole life I've been afraid to do this, to take a bet on myself and to just put it all out there. You know, we get one shot to do this. You know, this being whatever it is that you're passionate about, that you love doing. What I would tell my younger self is, do not be afraid of anything. You know, stand in your truth and always put yourself in situations that freak you out, because they will lead you to happiness.
That's all true. Wonderful, wonderful person, Tim from Stereo Ranger. Enjoy it. I think there's an album out there, Start to Flame. Definitely keep that fire alive, Start to Flame.
Thanks. Yeah, that's our latest single that we just released. It's called Start a Flame. There's actually just singles online from the album. We have 10 that we recorded for that album, but just being a new artist, we decided to put them out as singles over the past year. And so there's 6 of them out there on Spotify and really all the platforms that there are out there. But there's going to be a lot more. We write every day, and it's just the beginning. So I really appreciate you taking the time to highlight it or spotlight it. It really means a lot, because there's a lot of passion and love and history behind the drive for all this.
Of course. Always absolutely blessed to discover such talent like yours, like bands like yours. So, Start the Flame is the latest single. Thanks to you. Start the Flame is the latest single. Sure. And be on the lookout. There's going to be a lot more coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you again, Tim. Appreciate it. And we're going to enjoy a little bit more of I Won't Give It Away by Stereo Ranger.
Thank you.
The purest things the morning brings. Sometimes I forget that the wind she sings soothes my stings. Chances that we get back, nothing lasts forever. Look how far we've come and what we've done. I'm sorry stack like lies, but you're the one still standing next to me when most of them would run. I won't give that away.
Leerecs live stream radio is now available on most online radio providers. Search for it and favorite it. Listen to the most interesting and intimate interviews with the artists behind the top true alternative music today. Create your free musician profile, upload your music, and create your online store at Leerecs.com. Submit your music for consideration at Leerecs.com and win radio airtime.
Nothing lasts forever. Look how far we've come and what we've done. And I'm sorry stack like lies, but you're the one still standing next to me when most of them coming from a million miles away. I love you, but I love myself too much to stay in silence. Shout it out into my dying day. I won't give it away. How could we have nothing lasts forever?
Conventional music that makes you feel meh. Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.